Yes, family, my name is Kwame, your boy. You're here with ASHAN TV. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if today is your first day here. And don't forget to click on the notification bell because it's important that you click on the bell. So every time we put up any video, you will not miss it at all. Once again, I'm actually here with a Hell's Kitchen star, Gary TOMLIN. Gary TOMLIN.
Big up yourself. Follow me, you don't know. Today's topic: bad mind, envy, grudgeful, all that wickedness. We need unity in our lives, in our family. You know what I'm saying? So today, that's the topic.
The topic today, Gary said it, the topic today is bad mind. You know, people that have bad mind for each other, you know, basically, you know, black people have bad mind. I can give you tons of examples of bad minding, you know, and I'm sure Gary also had the same thing. So maybe if you can start.
Well, there's so much people right now. I know I'm a people's person. If you know me, you know me. You know, I don't know why that people want to put bad mind first in what they do in their life, because basically there's unity is needed in our times, in our community right now, and people want to just use a small little thing and go on like it's a big thing, and you know, block man's progress. Why do we do this in our community? Why do we use a situation that's very small to make it very big and act like we don't want to talk to each other, we don't want to progress, and we watch everyone else progressing, we watch everyone else doing their thing? You know, sometimes we need a third party so we can reason. We need an elder in the house and say, okay, then there's a problem, share the problem, talk. Or sometimes people all still don't even want to talk. There's a situation happen and then they just lock off. Talk the thing.
Well, can you give a typical example of what you've experienced, you know, as bad mind?
I've had so much situations.
Give me 2 or 3.
Situations like I've done wrong before by accident, and people's judge me or judge what I've done, and then don't want to talk to me. Don't want to talk to me and don't want to come forward, and like we've got the mouth to communicate. Yeah. So you communicate in it. You put it on the table and say, "Yo, what's the problem? You address it." Even sometimes you might need a third party
to come in and then address the issue or whatever. Yeah, just for peace, isn't it?
And sometimes as well that like you'll be stifling in the future. You'll be having like so much problems today, not realizing that you've just lost all the connections off of the situation, and the future is bright. So now I mean, the future that we had, what was so crazy, amazing,
it's all gone.
It's all gone.
It's all gone down the drain. Yes. So that's bad mind, Gary. I agree with you. My example is my example of bad mind is I have done, like another brother. You know, looking at this brother as my friend, basically. You know, like we go out. I make sure I spend money. You know, when he needs me, I make sure I'm there because I'm asking myself, what are friends for? You know, friends are supposed to be a friend when one needs each other, then at least one is each other. So I was there for this guy until the point where I needed him so bad, right? I needed him so bad, and this guy shunned me like that. Then I realized that here's a guy I'm actually calling my friend. Now that I really need him, he's not there. And whenever he needed me, I was there for him. So it's something that happens a lot within the black community, and I feel like it's something that we need to talk about.
Most definite, because it's a thing where sometimes you see someone getting away with murder, and they still dare to get away with murder, and you just mess up slightly, and then like it's like people are jealous of you. Sorry about that. It's like people are jealous of you, and it's not fair, and we need to rise to the occasion and like realize that, like, you know, our generation's watching us. So how we deal with situations, our children are going to be dealing with them situations when it's their turn. But we need to pull up our socks and know that, like, it's time to sort things out.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Ghana, I always like to bring Ghana back, and of course, compare Ghana to over here. I always like to do that because growing up in Ghana, it was more like even have debate, have argument with my friends or whatever. There wasn't such a thing as my friend is not talking to me. It's like we might have an argument, we might have misunderstanding, but it's just misunderstanding. You know, we end up still doing things together. But unlike this country, it's different. Like people really hold grudges. You know, do you think it's a system? Do you think it's just the system where people are so angry and Or maybe you think it's just selfishness, that maybe people are more selfish?
I think some people are spoke, and they want to do it their way. And they don't realize that sometimes I might be seeing something to do and I do it, and then like it doesn't go their way, so they're upset. But everyone needs to cut themselves in half when you're dealing with people. And like, obviously it's all about unity at home, mum, dad, family, children, and your friends and all the rest of it. But you shouldn't shun each other. You should give each other some space to make mistakes, because we're all not perfect. But sometimes people, and you see the bad mind thing, sometimes you could leave your house all upset over a situation and you end up giving that energy to something that should have been positive, and then you've messed up again. It like goes on and on and on when you need to sort it out and like be in one with yourself and go forward, and like, happiness is a blessing thing to feel. So,
do you think this kind of bad mind and this kind of time, do you think it's only in the African community, or is in any other communities?
I think it's everywhere still, but I think I don't really like mentioning slavery here, but I think we've got a lot of energy what's been taken from us. Like we get upset
very quick.
Yeah, we get upset
from like 0 to 100, like
every race gets vexed, but I think we've got an extra energy. Do you know what I'm saying? And that makes us not actually grow as people, where we could grow much more. And there, I think
you're a wise man. You're sensible. You're you're a sensible guy. Of course, you're a deep thinker. For you to think about, it's something that I know is going through people's mind. But it's just very difficult for people to come out and talk about. Sometimes some people might ask and say, why are certain people? Look, I went to Stratford. I went into Argos. I saw this, I think, Bulgarian guy. He was a security guard. I don't know whether he's still a security guard in Argos or whatever. I was looking for something, and I asked him, and he came to help me to find out what I was looking for. And of course, we burst in conversation. And the first thing he asked me is, why is it that black people are always angry?
Wow. See?
Why is it that black people are always angry? And of course, I had to explain to him my way, how I understand why black people are always angry. And I told him that if somebody is being accused all the time, all right, then the person will be angry, even if the person is not being accused, because it looks like him having a black skin is like already guilty.
Yeah.
And everybody is pointing fingers at a particular person. So even if you are saying something nice about him, he's already angry before he even realizes that you're saying something nice about him, because it's like we've been taught.
But you have to be aware of like representing and misrepresenting your race, because it's easy for us to, like, everyone's watching us and our actions, and it is, you do want to naturally react how you want to react here, but there is people who just think we're going to be upset. And even like, how we talk and how we communicate with each other, sometimes people will think that we're arguing, like our hands and
our actions,
our tones and all the rest of it. So, but it's not fair, and like it is for us to keep on going forward and like, realizing these faults that we might have and fix up for the future.
He's right. We might fix up for the future if, as an elderly people, or as middle-aged people, if we haven't, if we don't set up good examples for the new generation, they will also come and be the same thing. They'll also come and do the same thing.
Definitely.
Think about it. what is actually happening around our children in this country? Like 16, 17. Why? They're starving and killing each other because they get so angry to the point where they don't even know how to break their anger.
Right, and black on black crime is a serious thing, because more time, not like we'll get upset with each other so like amazingly, like get wicked with each other, but if it was the next race, they might get away with it, or and it's not, and like obviously there's a lot of ego and there's a lot of attention, but we do need to find there's we need to talk. I think communication is the key. We need to talk to one another, talk to our peers, talk to our family members, and like all of us could work it out. We could like be a happier bunch, and we could do happier things and go forward.
And it'll be nice. It'll be just a dream, just to see that we've been able, we are able to put our differences on the side, and we are tamed, we are controlled in our anger, and then we can actually be civil to each other. I mean, that's why this channel is really important. That especially you, that's why it's so important. I'm so happy that when you, like, every time I invite you to this channel, you come, because we don't just come and just talk about anything else. We want to talk about the progression of a nation, progression of a people. Like what we actually bring in now, well, the subject that we're actually talking about now is something that is actually happening within our community. Right now, as I'm talking to you, somebody's angry for no reason, for maybe just because maybe somebody said something really small, or somebody just looked at them funny. Somebody, it's not like somebody looking at them funny. Sometimes you're even scared to look at people because you're scared. Like, look, let's say I'm walking outside where maybe I see an Asian person or whatever. Maybe I can stare at an Asian person. Maybe I can stare at a white person. Maybe I can stare at the Indian, Chinese, or whatever. They might be angry. They might ask themselves, why are you staring at me like that, within their head? But I don't think they would come to you and then trying to beat you up because you're looking at them. But it happens within our community a lot, that people are so angry from 0 to 100 just by you looking at them. As Gary said, we must form a community. We must have a place that people can come and talk to.
Yeah.
We must have a place people can actually come and talk to. And I think you're making an arrangement for that. Is that your place? Is it?
Yeah, like, my place is definitely a hub for people to spread love. It's all about love, and it's we can do it, and it's happening on a small scale. But we just need to just sort of like house to house, family to family. We need to like pick this new energy up. It's time. We've had enough of rubbish. We've had enough of rubbish, and it's time for us to sort of like get together as people and sort out our little problems and go forward.
I'm happy. I'm happy that you're saying that for me. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. We gather ourselves. We're the uncles. In the area. We're the daddies in the area, especially to the single parents, and then to the people, single mothers. We're supposed to be the uncles. Mentoring their children. We're supposed to be all of that. So yes, we are not just going to be doing the talking, but we are going to be doing the walking right, in order to sort of build our community properly, because we are we are good people. And
if you've got anything to say about this topic, please contact Kwame, because we want a lot of people to come forward, because it's not only we're just cracking certain eggshells here and making the yolk come out. So we need you to, as the yolk, to like spread and let everyone know what's going on.
Yes, sir.
So we need more people talking about these topics, because there's a lot more to talk about. But the bad mind, the envy, the grudgeful, the wickedness, the bad boy business, the rude boy business, it's done with. It's time for love and unity. God
bless you, man. God bless you. God bless you. God really, really richly bless you for saying that. The bad mind for each other, we need to strike that off. The bad boy, bad boy want to be, all of that stuff, I'm bad and things like that. Sometimes I always say to myself that everybody's bad, and everybody can be bad. It's just that our children, if our children are not taught properly and they walk outside with a chip on their shoulders that they're bad boys, you can go and meet somebody who is badder than you.
There's always someone better than you. There's always someone. If you think you're bad, and even ask, you could talk to bad people. Like there's always badder than you round the corner. Yeah, but it's not about that. Trust me, it's not about that.
And I think the badness in this country is more like people pulling up, some knife or pulling up something. I think that's the bad mind, because, and I always say to myself that everybody can pull up something, but I think people should start using their fists a bit more, rather than pulling up some dagger. People should, look, fighting is not good, argument is not good. We're supposed to be civil, but even if we want to do that, if you're angry, at least fight with your brother face to face. Don't go and pull out knife.
Go in the boxing. Boxing glove. Yeah. And there's our old school thump up. You get me? Who win, who lose.
That's it. That's better. Then after that, you shake hands, and then there's still respect, and you go out and eat. You don't want to put any parents in pain. Putting somebody's parents in pain where You know,
you know how much youths have died in the. I don't even know the statistics, but it's on that here when it comes to black and black crime and all this bad boy business. And you know what they leave when you die. Yeah, you leave your parents and your family upset, innit? You know, it's you're a bit selfish about life because you just leave people upset and just you know, forever just you know got pictures on the wall of you and this the sorrow just goes on and on.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you know they have a saying that the charity begins at home. Is what they learn at home is what they take out. Because I remember I went to the gym. Yeah, I went to the gym. There was this gym in Plaster I used to go, and I met this lady, and I was talking to her about. She actually started talking to me about her son anyway. You know how her son is bad. Her son doesn't listen. Blah 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 blah. And of course, I was advising her that you know if she can actually allow me to mentor her son, and eventually, I think I'm talking about years back, the son came to my office, and I used to mentor them with my kids and things like that. We tell him how to be a good boy. But my thing is, this boy is a good boy, but he just needed somebody who can actually mentor him, guidance. And once he got that little guidance, yeah, he now pick a right path, right? So the thing is, children get angry. You know, children can get angry for all different type of reason. Maybe you know, one child probably has his own both parents, for example, and another child don't have both parents.
It's a problem as well. Just if you're a boy and your dad ain't there, it's a problem because you're sort of like looking up to your mum to be the mum and dad, and it's a problem, and that could cause a lot of problems growing up. You know, and yeah, that's why even if you know if you've got family members with single parents and the dad's not around here, you know, the uncles, the uncles, the granddads, the brothers, you have to, there's a role for you to play. You have to step up and fill in the gap to like, you know, boost our next generations, regardless how rough it is or where you're coming from. We could do this.
So do you think as we're talking now, do you think if there's a single parent lady there, and she may be struggling with her children or whatever, do you think
100%.
she can call in or whatever?
100%.
And then we can take the boy to some kind of boot camp or something. 100%. You know? You can take this.
She could contact us and we could interview her, and she could. You know what? There's mostly someone who's struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's mostly someone who's worked out the way to do it. So it'd be good to hear from both sides because we're just here talking like we're. We're just, as I said, we're just cracking the show and watching That's it. We're the ankles. We're just here. We're the ankles. We are your brothers. You know, we're your brothers, and then you are our sisters and our brothers. We're here. What we're saying is we see that as a problem, and we want to play our little part to help. All right. So as Gary said, we're just breaking out the eggshell, and then you guys can actually come in there and then try and feel it. So we're here. Right, Gary's information is going to be on the description. My information is going to be on the description. And then anybody, if you feel like you want to talk, you want to come and share your stuff with us, come. But we will be coming here to try to open things up every now and then for you guys to see that we are aware of what is going on. And we're going to be bringing no more bad mind, no more hate. If I'm doing something that, you know, you feel like you can do better, please, the platform is open. Come, share. If you feel like whatever Gary is saying, maybe you can even do better. We want you to come. We need you.
We need you to come. Come share, so we can do something. So we can go somewhere. We're not perfect. We're not perfect people, but we feel like we see. You know, like I see Gary as you know, the episode that is like the fly on the wall. The fly on the wall, very small on the wall, but he sees everything that comes in. You know, like Gary sees everything that goes on around the community, and that is why we are concerned. That is why we want to get involved in the community. That is why we want to come here and then give you the platform to come and share your story with us. Gary, today, thank you. It's another one. What else? What else do you want to say? Do you want to add something, you know, to whoever is watching today?
All I suggest, you know me already, like I just love promoting love and happiness in it. And yeah, it's just time. It's not the 80s or the 90s. Like, man grew up in the 80s and 90s. It was a different sort of thing. The internet weren't about. Everything was like, you know, there was channel 1 to 5, channel 4, channel 5 came out when man was young. It's different now. The internet's about information is all over the place, isn't it? So you could actually design your own what you want to watch yourself and all the rest of it. But just be aware of the children, the parents, be aware of the children, what they're getting up to in their phone, what they're watching, and just be more. I know it's hard out there because obviously bills have to get paid, work has to be done, so all your time's not really fully there to like monitor your children. But you know, the phone is a situation where they'd be watching stuff on the phone was sort of like being their parent, and you just watch them and just make sure that you're spending time with them, quality time. Try to find that quality time, and let's try and bring back that family sort of like vibes, where everyone's eating at the same time, dinner time, and saying grace same time, and to try and get that unity back. That's all I'm saying. Unity over bad mind, enviness.
We're tired. We're just simply tired to see that. We're simply tired to see the bad mind, to see the hate. We're tired to see to know that we're good people, but we can't work together as a people. We're tired. We're tired to see our children end up in prison all the time. We're tired. We're tired to see another parent, another mother, crying every morning, waking up crying, and where's my baby? Every morning for 20 years, still crying. All right. We're tired to see that. And that is why uncles and aunties and daddies, we're here. We're here to let you know that we're here. We see what's going on, and we want to try and play our little part. All right. So if you have a story that you want to share with us, please, by means, come and then share your story with us. If you have any issues with your son, issues with anybody at all, that you feel like you want to talk, or maybe if somebody's bad minding you, and you feel like it's too much for you, you want to talk about it. Please, we're here. People say the helpline. We're here. We want to. we just want to talk. We just want to talk, and we also want to get into the community as well. That somebody, if actually, let me put this out there. If you know somebody really suffering, needing help, all right, needing help with something, even food, all right, in your neighbor, please. There's a number you can call Gary. Gary is a chef, actually. Yeah, you can call me. All right, we can gather something and come and see you, and then come and bless you. Right, we don't have anything, but we feel like the little we have, we want to share with you. All right,
definitely.
We want to share. We want to spread that love with you. And Gary, I thank God for your life, and I pray that God blesses you and your whole entire family with the mindset that you have. And I pray that all your enemies will actually really get to understand your good intentions and then trying to help you.
Yeah. Most of my enemies, out there, they got it wrong. I tell you, they got it wrong. I only got a couple. I wouldn't even call them enemies. I think they're more grudgeful than anything. You know what I'm saying? But I suppose, yeah, they got it wrong. I'm a lovely person. But if you've got any problems out there, as Kwame said, and you might even want to just talk, innit? You might want to talk the situation, yeah? We're good at sort of like, once you talk your problem, that's your problems cut in half, is shared, innit? And we're the sort of guys to share your problems with, so stay tuned in.
If you have, they have a saying in Ghana, let me just put it out, they have a saying in Ghana that if you don't get something for your in-law, because as my in-law, let's say I'm coming to marry your sister, for example, your mother becomes my mother-in-law, your father becomes my father-in-law. And if I don't have any money to give to my father or my mother-in-law, I shouldn't even come and take anything from them. Like, I shouldn't make them cry. I shouldn't do anything. Do you get the point? So my thing is, if you don't have anything for us, all right, if you don't have anything for us, don't say something that will make somebody feel sad. Don't do something that would make somebody trigger. You see the point? Unless you have something positive for us, all right? We'll have some positive for us. But anyway, whatever we're talking about today, I know everybody can relate to. All the elderly, the young, the uncles, you can relate to us. And it's been a conversation that you guys have been talking about anyway. So we are only bringing the conversation that you've been talking about so long here. But the only difference is we just want to create a platform for you to come and share your story with us. The only difference is we want to try and avail ourselves to say, you know what, if you need any help, we can help. All right, we will try our best and help. I think that's the only difference. And I say God bless you again. God bless you, your children and your mom and your everybody for being the good people as you guys are. Gary is the one that's instigating all these topics. I'm telling you, you guys are the one that's instigating all these. Say, Kwame, look, we've got this topic. We need to come and share. So for somebody to come to sit there for almost a week and decide, okay, Kwame, let's talk about this topic. It mean that he cares a lot about the reputation of black people and our anger and our situation and our children and our youth and things like that. So we need more people to get involved. Right?
That's it, Cons. Let's wrap it up.
Yes.
But guess what? Yeah. Just loving it. Stay blessed and just stay loving your family, innit? Yeah.
All right, cool. And I'll say this as well. Gary is a chef. Jerkandjuice. If you're doing a party and you need food, Gary will be able to come and then make you some nice food. Any party at all, any amount of food that you want. We need to keep everything within the community. I think next time we probably might have to come back and talk about, keeping everything within the community as well, because it's very important that we keep everything within the community. All right. Somebody might, will fancy to eat Jerkandjuice. All right. But instead of putting the money in Gary's pocket, they'll probably decide to go and buy tikka masala. Is it tikka masala? Tikka masala. Masala. Tikka masala. Thank you guys for watching us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, this program is also sponsored by Jerkandjuice and DJY Services. DJY Services is also an estate agent in London here in Ghana. If you want to travel to Ghana, for example, I'm your guy. All right, I'll be able to guide you, get you a place. Want to buy, want to rent? Yes, in London here as well. If you want to rent, if you're a landlord, please, we'll come back and talk about landlords and tenants also. There's so many things to talk about in the black community. Trust me, if I share my experience with you, what I experienced with another black landlord, Gary, you say, Kwame. Trouble, big trouble. My experience with landlord. Let me just quickly just chuck this in there so we can close. All right, this landlord called me and said, actually somebody introduced me to the landlord and said, he's my friend, he's got a house, he wants you to rent it. So I went to view the house, the property, all the way in Chelmsford. All right, I drove almost about 3-4 times just in that journey. And I looked at the property, and the property is nice. He told me to find a tenant, and I found a tenant. Now I'm actually going to meet the landlord with the tenant and the tenancy agreement. The landlord says he's rented the property, and I said, okay, by who? And so he rented the property by another white agency. And I said, okay, all right, cool. Okay, so if you know that you're going to rent the property through another white agency, why didn't you tell me from the beginning so I can stay out? All right, now that you made me do all this work, now you're going to give. I don't have a problem if he wants to go and give his property to white or black or whatever. I don't have any issue with it at all. But it's just that when I sit here and I experience, for instance, my next door, of course, you know that where we are now, Gary, my shop, yeah? Mm-hmm. And it was 3 shops away from my office, all right? And there's an Asian man, all right? He owns that 3 shops away, all right? Next door to my office. And he wanted to turn the shops into apartments. He did, but it took him like 4 years to do all of that, get apartments and get shops. So within the 4 years, I'm actually here with an Asian guy. 4 years, I'm here. I see him doing the work, and it's like next door to me. And he said that he's going to give me the business after the job is done. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine, every day I go and see him. Hi, are you okay? Because I'm trying to get him to know that I'm here. Mm-hmm. All right. But as soon as this guy finished this whole thing, you know what he did? He went downstairs to give it to his own brother, another Asian guy. All right. So I'm experiencing this. Mm-hmm. All right. And when I see my own brother also do the same thing to me, then of course it makes me wonder, oh God, what happened?
But these things, Kwame, make you stronger, innit? You're a strong man, and it happens. And you know what? Until it's in your hand, it's yours. But you see, when it's in the bush, it's in the bush. You see, when you grab it, then it's yours. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
So it's just an experience. And I'm just saying that, it's like we pour a lot into people's cup. Mm-hmm. All right. But we refuse to pour into our own cups.
Yeah.
For example, I say we're scared to make another black person rich. Mm-hmm. All right. Or we're scared to actually help another person's shoulders go up. We're scared. And I'm actually coming from that kind of angle, Yeah. So there will be a time we'll come back and talk about all those things, my experience, and I'm sure you guys are happy watching this. So subscribe to our channel, because if you leave me, I'll talk all day. There's always something to talk about, Gary. So it's really nice to meet you, and then nice to see you again here. And then thank you guys, and then we'll catch you on the next one.
Bless.